Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome back. This is the Ultimate Love Letter. Thank you for joining the conversation. Nothing is impossible with God. Let me say this again clearly. We can achieve it all when we are going with God. Perhaps you are in the process of building a thing, a business, a creative idea. Perhaps you are going after or going into an industry that might seem saturated with others in that field. I am here to tell you, I don't care what it looks like. The thing that God has laid on your heart, which looks like passion, which looks like dreams, which looks like the big goals, those grand experiences that are so big, so delusional in our mind that we cannot tell anyone out of fear of the way we will look, the way we will be perceived. We're afraid that they may knock us off our game when we share these big, grand dreams. I'm here to tell you that is exactly what God intends for you to create. So it doesn't matter who exists in those fields. It is intended for you to enter and stay in your own lane because that is what you are here to do. So it doesn't matter what the algorithm does. It doesn't matter if you don't know where the resources will come from. It doesn't matter that others in that field, the field that we're dreaming about, have achieved greatness, and then you're thinking like that couldn't be you. No, I'm here to tell you it is meant to be you. We are meant to bring those seemingly impossible dreams to fruition. Nothing is impossible with God. And I know it may look impossible because it is very much impossible without God. When you listen to any superachievers speak, no matter what field they are, whether they're actors, singers, rappers, filmmakers, poets, writers, whatever field, if you ever listen to them speak, they are talking about believing in something higher than themselves, believing in something so deep within themselves that they knew they were meant to make it. They were meant to see the dream forward. That thing that they're speaking about is in all of us. The only difference is the majority of us, and this is a sad truth, will not see the dream all the way through because we'll be knocked off our game. We will think it's taking too long. We will begin to allow that fear or that disbelief, and believe me when I say it, or hear me when I say it rather, that disbelief, which is a lie, that will creep in, that will say, you're not good enough. There's so far to go. You don't have the money. You don't have the resources. You don't have the family backing. You don't have the good body type. You don't have the knowledge of the social platforms to go viral. You don't have all these things. No, I'm here to tell you that is a lie from the mind. That is a lie of the unclean one. Though that is a lie that is intended to spook us off our game, to keep us mediocre, to keep us settling for less than. The only ones that will be the goats of our lifetime are the ones that are going to continue to go when it seems to be impossible. The ones that are the only ones that are going to be great are the ones that continue to show up every single day consistently, telling themselves when no one else is applauding, I am applauding for me. When no one else is applauding, I know who is applauding. It's God. It's my guidance. It's my divine birthright to see this dream all the way through. Nothing is impossible with God. Yes, it is impossible on your own strength. But when you tap into God, when you're allowing God to guide you there, when you step into that unwavering faith, That is the recipe that breaks down the impossible. That is the recipe that brings the impossibilities, and they are created in the field of all possibilities. That is how powerful, how magical we are. That is actually our birthright. Our birthright is to be guided to those huge delusional dreams. That intuition, that gut feeling, those knowings, the knowings that are telling us you are destined for something more. That is the God within you telling you what's true. You absolutely are meant for something more. This 9 to 5 is not meant to be your end all to be all. This relationship that we're in, it's not checking off every boxes. It doesn't feel 100% correct. You're right. That feeling is 100% correct. That intuition is telling you everything you need to know, and it's absolutely trustworthy. You are meant to go and do the impossible. You are meant to not settle and go after the big, passionate loves, the huge relationships. You are meant to ask for more. You are meant to wait for more. You are meant to achieve more. The only thing that's keeping us in a limited mindset, the only thing that's keeping us in that fear-based delusion is the thought that we think these things are quote unquote impossible. When people tell you what's possible and what's not, understand they are speaking to you from their perception, their level of fears. It doesn't need to be a reality. Those people who cannot see where there will be a way, they cannot see a way, so then they just decide that they're just going to live mediocre, live in comfort, then God bless them. That's their reality. It does not need to be yours. You have everything it takes to be whatever it is that you wake up and you dream about. But it's going to take you pushing through that lying voice within ourselves that is saying, this thing is unachievable. I'll never be able to make this happen. If you decide every day that you're going to wake up and you're going to move the needle just so much further, if you just tell yourself, this looks impossible, but I'm going to wake up and I'm going to dedicate one thing every single day in the direction of what looks impossible, before you know it, you're going to be beating down doors and barriers and obstacles. And what once looked impossible, you will begin to see a way where it absolutely has always been possible. And that is because you are finally trusting the God within you. I'll say it differently. You are trusting God, period. God in you that is guiding you. You are now being led by source. You are now being led by something greater within us. You are now being led and moved in alignment with what is true. We are actually limitless beings when we are moving with God. If you find yourself in a marriage and then you seemingly don't see how you can exit the marriage, you know that you may have chose incorrectly. You may have chose out of rush, and perhaps your family and your friends gave you ill advice and you have gone down the wrong path. Maybe we just gone down the wrong path because we were unhealed and we didn't know any better and we just settled. If there is something in you, if you were being led away to a more happier, freeing sensation, something that you just know that you want, something that you know that you're deserving of, I don't care if it looks impossible. That desire for change, that desire for freedom, that desire that's telling you within you that you are meant for greater than, that can be trusted. That is God telling you and guiding you to something better, something greater, something more freer. There's an image that I see where it's dogs. I saw this meme recently. Dogs that were basically in a yard that was unfenced. It was like a caged in yard, but with no cages. And I thought that's exactly how fear works in our mind. We really feel so paralyzed to make a move because we don't see the whole way forward. So we seemingly just give up and say, there's no way to achieve this. There's no way to make a move. There's no way to exit this. The way forward is only shown when you take the first step forward. And then when you take that first step forward, God will reveal your next step. And you will never go wrong when you are moving with love, when you are moving in the direction of guidance, when you are moving with the intuitive knowing that is within us. That knowing is what keeps us from settling. That knowing is what says, you know what, this feels good, but I'm not looking for good. I'm looking for great. So I'm not going to stay where it's comfortable or where it's quote unquote good. When I'm searching for greatness, I can't stay in good. I'm brave enough. I'm being courageous enough. I know I'm worthy enough to go for great. So when we're being led to leave situations, our homes, our families, our jobs, our relationships, whatever it is that God is asking you to leave to go for greatness, just know He is intending to support you. Every twist and every turn, He will be there. And even though it might look scary, leaving things behind, God is saying, this is the only way that I can bring the desires of your heart, that I can bring the will that I have over your life. Everything you were brought here to become, this is the way. And it's going to take us moving out of fear or moving in spite of fear, understanding that nothing is impossible when we are going with God. We may be thinking, I can't leave my job. It's impossible for me to make a living or to do the thing without the job. Okay, well, you're speaking about a fear. Because if God is telling you go this way without the job, then God is saying, I'm going to sustain you this way without the job. The impossibility is only in your mind. That thing that you seemingly don't understand how you're going to be able to do it, that is a fear. It is a lie from the unclean spirit, from the ego, from the devil, from whatever opposition that you title it in your mind. It is time for us to wake up to this truth. Nothing is impossible. I don't care how saturated the market looks. I don't care that the news media is saying there's going to be a recession next week. I don't care if Fox 5 is telling you, you got to hunker down, buckle up and save and there's war that looks to be happening. Whatever it is, understand that no matter how it looks, those dark clouds, those narratives, those predictions that are looming in the future, God is saying, what's happening today in the present? Bring it back here. It looks impossible when you take your eyes off of God and you project in the future, because when we project in the future, what we're doing essentially is we are not envisioning God in the future. When anxiety comes for what's going to happen tomorrow, and anxiety will only come when we are leaving God out of the equation. But God is promising, I will be not only in this moment, but I'll be in all your moments. So there's nothing to fear. There's nothing that you won't be able to achieve. There's nothing that you won't be able to have. There's nothing that's too grand for me to bless you with. There is nothing that's impossible for me when you are moving with me. This is what God is telling us every day, all day. If you are listening closely to that subtle whispers within our soul, that's basically what He's telling you. This dream that seems far-fetched, this dream that seems delusional, yeah, it seems impossible, but you're still dreaming about it, right? Because God is saying it is meant to be yours. God is saying, I know the map to bring that to you. But you're going to have to move in spite of the fear. You're going to have to move by keeping your eyes on me. I can bring it all to you. Don't let anyone talk you out of your greatness. Don't let anyone talk you out of those things that you just can't seem to let go of. Don't let anyone talk you out of the life that you can't tell anybody with because you're afraid you're going to look crazy. If you've thought it, if it's popped in your mind, it is because it is meant to come to reality. Nothing is impossible without God. And as we're building and we're creating these things, I want to encourage you, don't look left, don't look right. Don't look in someone else's lane. Don't get envious. There's nothing to get envious about. They have their lane. They were successful in their lane. You're in your lane. You work your lane. And before you know it, when you're working your lane consistently and you're moving in the field of all possibilities where everything is possible, before you know it, there'll be others that will be looking at you to like, oh my God, how did you do it? There will be others, not that you want this, but they will be envious because you created your own lane. We create our own lane by being our authentic selves, by being our full expression, by understanding that, yeah, this is scary and I don't know where it's going, but I'm following the love. I'm following the genuine expression of my heart. I'm following and doing the things that I love to do. I'm not looking at what's happening on the left, what's happening on the right, who has 1 million subscribers, who's got 100 subscribers. I'm just head down, giving away my gifts. I'm head down, little by little, driving the needle forward towards the dream life that I want. And before you know it, if you do that, you're going to look up and you're going to see how far you've come. What was once seemingly impossible will begin to look very possible. You deserve it. You owe it to yourself to see how good life can get. Do not get to the end of your life when you are on your sickbed, getting ready to transition into the next life. Don't look up and say, what if? You deserve to look up and say, I did that shit. I went in the direction of my heart. It was terrifying, but I continued to move forward. And as we continue to move forward, in spite of fear, God will make sure that you feel His presence. God will make sure that you are enjoying the journey. God will make sure that you are totally secure, because that courage is ultimately trust and faith in Him. You're not going to go wrong by putting all our eggs in the basket of trusting God. No, in fact, it's all about to go right. You deserve it. There is nothing impossible for God. If He's popped it in your head and it's a burning sensation in your life, congratulations, that's for you. That's what He has for you. That's why that passion has not quenched. That's why that call is still ringing, because it is meant for you. Thank you so much for joining this combo. Please consider sharing it for someone who needs a reminder that there is nothing, no dream too big that God will not bring to us when we are trusting Him, following Him, being led by Him to get it. Go after it. It's time to give up this mediocre lifestyle for the GOAT life. Until next time, love yourself and love others. We'll chat again soon. Bye for now.